My full name is Molly Burkhart, and my story is deeply intertwined with that of my sisters, my town, and my people. We were born and raised in the heart of the Osage Nation, a land blessed with unimaginable riches, but also with a curse of greed and violence. My sisters were my strength and my refuge. Anna, the oldest, had an indomitable spirit. She was always looking for adventure and didn't let anyone control her. Lizzie, on the other hand, was peace incarnate. Her presence calmed any storm, and her laughter was a balm for our souls. Minnie, the youngest, was a delicate flower but with surprising determination. We Osage women witnessed a radical transformation in our land. What was once a peaceful home became a battlefield, not for weapons and soldiers, but for money and power. The oil wealth that lay beneath our lands brought with it white men full of greed. My people, the Osage, have always been proud and resilient. Our elders tell stories of resistance and survival, of how we have always found ways to keep our culture and traditions alive, despite efforts to erase us. But nothing prepared us for the betrayal that loomed over us from within and without our community. Every death of a wealthy Osage felt like a wound at the heart of our community. When my beloved Anna was found dead, the loss of her was a devastating blow. It wasn't just the loss of a sister, she was the personification of the cruelty and corruption that had infiltrated our world. I am an Osage woman who married Ernest Burkhart. My family and I were victims of a plot to steal our oil wealth. I lived to see my people murdered under mysterious circumstances, including my sister Anna and my cousin Charles Whitehorn.
My name is Ernest Burkhart and I was born in a small town in Oklahoma. My life changed radically when I met Molly, a woman from the Osage Nation. We got married and that's when I started to get more involved in the affairs of his family and her community. At first, everything seemed perfect. The Osage Nation had discovered oil on their lands, and with it came great wealth. Molly and I enjoyed a comfortable life thanks to oil revenues, but I soon began to notice that there was something dark lurking in the shadows. My uncle, William Hale, an influential and respected man, began to involve me in his business. At first, it seemed like he just wanted to help the family, but I soon realized that his intentions were much more sinister. He began to manipulate me and lead me down a path from which he could not escape. The wealth of the Osage attracted many greedy men, and unexplained deaths began to pile up. Molly's family members were killed one by one, and fear gripped us. I knew my uncle was behind these crimes, but I felt trapped in his web of lies and corruption. Every day he faced me with an internal struggle. He loved Molly and wanted to protect her, but he also feared my uncle's retaliation if she defied him. Finally, I couldn't take the guilt and remorse anymore. I decided to confess my participation in the crimes to the authorities. I testified against my own uncle, revealing the horrors he had witnessed and in which, sadly, he had participated. It was a difficult decision, but it was the only way to seek redemption and justice for Molly and her family. Now, looking back, I realized the consequences of my actions. I harmed innocent people and became a puppet of greed and power. All I wish is for my story to serve as a warning to others, so that they never fall into the same traps as me.
I am William Hale, known to many as King Hale. I came to Osage County, Oklahoma, looking for opportunity like so many others. My business skills and connections allowed me to accumulate a considerable amount of power and influence. However, I never imagined that my name would become synonymous with one of the darkest times in Osage history. The Osage were a wealthy tribe thanks to the oil discovered beneath their lands. This wealth attracted both honest people and others with more sinister intentions. My relationship with the Osage was complex. On the one hand, he presented me as his friend and benefactor. On the other hand, my ambition and greed led me to decisions that still haunt me. Money has a peculiar way of changing people and unleashing the worst human instincts. The deaths of several members of the Osage community, all under suspicious circumstances, began to attract attention. The murders of Anna Brown, Lizzie Q, and other wealthy Osage seemed more than coincidental. The deaths were too numerous and occurred too frequently to be simple accidents. Deep down, I knew that the growing suspicion against me was inevitable. He had woven a web of deception and manipulation that involved lawyers, doctors, and other influential people. Even my own nephew, Ernest Burkhart, I dragged into this morass of excessive ambition. The Osage's greed for oil blinded our judgment and led us to commit despicable acts. The feds finally intervened, and the truth came out. The trial was a public humiliation and a bitter reminder of the lengths to which human greed can go. I was convicted for my role in the murders and conspiracies. I lost everything I had built, and my name was forever stained. Reflecting from my cell, I can only say that my actions were the product of limitless ambition and a lack of respect for human life. The wealth we longed for became our undoing. The Osage deserved justice, and my fall was only a small part of the price they paid for our betrayal. I am William Hale, and this is my story, not as a defense, but as a warning about the dangers of greed and corruption.